guys, the next thing I want to talk about, the shields, the powerhouses of this game, of pretty much medieval warfare, to be 100% honest with you. Shields are really, really impressive. They can block any kind of weapon, any kind of incoming attack. You can receive it on your shield, and you will not take damage physically. Now, this is really, really, really strong, because if someone tries to strike you with a sword, you can just put your shield in front of it. You can hold it close to you, you can be aggressive, you can use it however you like. We're going to go over some of the pros of the shield and how to use it effectively, as well as some of the ways we have in our arsenal to counter someone using a shield. We've all seen shields used in combat. They're amazing. So our weapon system is designed around it. We talked about heavy-headed weapons before and how they can deliver crushing blows to your opponents, staggering them and knocking them back. We're going to go ahead and give some examples of that, starting with an axe. And other things like our hammers and our maces can do this as well. Keep in mind, as we talked about before, these attacks that are heavy-headed and delivering devastating blows need to be exaggerated a little bit more to emphasize that they are more powerful. As you can see, my opponent fell backwards and got knocked back. If he feels it, he may even consider his arm broken. There's no technical rule with that, but we're acting. I like to have a little fun with this sometimes. Also, just like we talked about with axes before, you can disarm your opponent using the hook. Again, not something that's going to go super well every single time, but something we should all be aware of and try to do. So, heavy-headed attacks, knock them down. Hooks bring the weapon with it. Alright, so we know how to counter shields, right? You have to have a big weapon. I don't. I have a sword. It's not heavy-headed. It's not going to knock him back. I can hit him all day. He doesn't care. What do I do? Well, there's another thing we can do. I can kick him. I can give his shield a good boot. Again, with these types of things, they need to be exaggerated and drawn out. I need to make sure my opponent, my partner, knows what I am doing. If he doesn't, he can't react accordingly and I might hurt him. So when we are about to fight, I need to make sure he sees this. Not kicking him very hard. In fact, my kick went down. I hit the shield and then I immediately moved all the force down. One more time. And I'll stop when I hit you. That way they can kind of see. Here, and then from there I don't actually push, it's just down. Instead of actually pushing him back with my foot. So you can kick him to knock him around a little bit, even when you're at a disadvantage. One more time for fun. So, we just talked about how to ruin a shield bearer's day. So it may seem like he's at a huge disadvantage since I have this giant weapon. That's not the case. He can actually prevent these devastating blows in a couple of different ways. Well, really just one. He needs to step into my attack before I get halfway through it. So let's imagine my attack as an arc. Starting here and coming over, if this was my full attack that I was going to be throwing. And there are many ways to attack your opponent. We'll use this one for an example. 50% through my attack is roughly about here. So if he can step in and stop my attack when it's here or prior, my attack's null and void. There's no momentum behind that. It's not causing any damage. So he can step in and stop that attack. Let's show an example. He can then cut me down with whatever his weapon is. So as long as you're quick enough, these slower, devastating blows won't matter as much.
Hey guys, now we need to talk about shield action. Sometimes you can use this as a weapon. Sometimes this is the only weapon you have.
Been there, done that.
Sometimes you can get a second shield. So when you do this, you need to over-exaggerate, just like with a heavy-headed weapon, that you're doing it and not actually hit somebody with your shield. These aren't made from foam. These are really hard. So it's probably best that you don't hit somebody with it. Example, shield bash. I don't actually hit him. I don't actually hurt him. I say what I'm doing and I over-exaggerate it so he knows it's coming. One more time. Yeah.